Hi everyone, my name is Fahradila Azahra. In this video, I will talk about different views of discourse analysis. There are a number of different views on what discourse analysis actually is. From Mill's 1997, he said that the term of discourse analysis has shifted from highlighting one aspect of language usage to another, as well as being used in different ways by different researchers. And then from Kasdan, 1998, he describes two main views of discourse analysis. The first is those which focus on the analysis of structures of naturally occurring language, and the second, those which consider different ways of talking and understanding. Then we can see that discourse analysis is a view of language in use. That is, how through the use of language people achieve certain communicative goals, perform certain communicative acts, participate in certain communicative events, and present themselves to the others. Discourse analysis considers how people manage interaction with each other, how people communicate within particular groups and societies, as well as how they communicate with other groups and with other culture. Now let's take a look at discourse as the social construction of reality. Discourse refers to the way language, communication, and social interaction shape our understanding of reality. It's a concept in a social theory that suggests our perception and beliefs are influenced by the language we use and the societal context we are in. For instance, different societies might have distinct ways of discussing gender, politics, or even reality itself. For example, how a society talks about environmental issues can impact how people perceive the urgency of those problems and the solutions needed. In essence, discourse helps construct our shared reality by influencing how we think and how we communicate about various topics. Let us see the example of how discourse as the social construction of reality played a role in the case of Princess Diana. By presenting herself and Prince Charles in certain ways, she shaped public perception of her social world. The princess creates a view of herself and the world in which she lives in a way that she wishes people to see her. Princess Diana's life and image were heavily influenced by discourse, which in turn constructed a particular reality around her. Her marriage to Prince Charles, her charitable work, and her tragic death were all subject to media and public discussions that shaped perception of her. In this example, discourse played a crucial role in shaping the public's understanding of Princess Diana's life, character, and impact. The media's portrayal of her actions, choices, and relationships constructed a particular reality around her, influencing how people around the world perceive her and continue to remember her today. Well, now I will give you some examples of how discourse as the social construction of reality occurs in Indonesia or in our surroundings. The first is ethnic diversity, where the way different ethnic groups are discussed and portrayed in media and public discourse can influence perceptions of unity or division. The second is gender roles. Cultural and societal discourse around traditional gender roles can influence perceptions of women's and men's roles in society. The way society talks about an assigned role to gender can influence people's perception and behaviors. If a society consistently discusses certain activities as masculine and feminine, it can reinforce traditional gender norms and expectations. The third is media and entertainment. The language used in entertainment and media content can influence societal norms and behaviors. On social media platforms, users often show their lives by posting positive moments. This can create a distorted perception of reality, as people may believe others are having perfect lives, even though they are only seeing it in a picture they are posted. The fourth is news reporting. The language used in news articles can influence public opinion on events. For instance, describing a protest as a riot versus a peaceful demonstration can lead to different perception of the same event, as well as the language politicians use can influence public opinion and policy decisions. Alright, now we move to discourse and socially situated identities. When we speak or write, we use more than just language to display who we are and how we want people to see us. The way we dress, the gestures we use, and the way we act and interact also influence how we display social identity. Other factors which influence this include the ways we think, the attitude we display, and the things we value, feel, and believe. G 2005 argues that the ways we make visible and recognizable who we are and what we are doing always involves more than just language. It involves acting, interacting, and thinking in certain ways. Again, Princess Diana as the example. She is not only expected how to speak in the particular place and at the particular time, but also how she should dress, how she can use body language to achieve the effects that she wants, as well as the values, the attitude, beliefs, and emotion it is appropriate for her to express in a situation. She knows how to enact the discourse of a princess being interviewed about her private life in the open and public medium of television. Furthermore, discourse involves the socially situated identities that we enact and recognize in the different setting that we are interacting. They include culture-specific ways of performing and culture-specific ways of recognizing identities and activities. Discourses also include the different style of language that we use to enact and recognize these identities. Discourses also involve the characteristic of ways of acting, interacting, and feeling, and characteristic ways of showing emotion, gesturing, dressing, and posturing. They also involve particular ways of valuing, thinking, believing, knowing, speaking and listening, reading, and writing. Okay, now we move to discourse and performance. Discourse and performance are concepts that highlight the role of communication and language in shaping our identities, interaction, and the way we present ourselves to the others. This concept emphasizes that our words and actions are not just natural expression but are influenced by cultural norms, power dynamics, and social expectations. Some of the examples of discourse and performance in our everyday life. The first is in job interviews. During a job interview, the candidates often engage in a performance where they present themselves as confident, capable, and suitable for the position. The discourse they use and their communication style are influenced by the desire to create a positive impression. The second is in public speaking. When delivering a speech or a presentation, individuals engage in a performance where they use specific discourse techniques to engage and persuade the audience. The way they structure their speech, choose their words, and use gesture is all part of this performance. The third is in friendship conversations. In conversation with friends, people might use a specific discourse style that is more casual and relaxed, allowing them to perform their identity as a friend. This can involve using slang, inside jokes, and shared experience. From these examples, both discourse and performance contribute to the complex ways in which individuals present themselves, interact with others, and shape their identities based on the social and cultural context in which they operate. Alright, now we come to the last part, that is discourse and intertextuality. Discourse refers to the use of language within a specific social or cultural context. On the other hand, intertextuality is a concept that highlights how text, including spoken, written, or visual communication, are interconnected and influenced by other text. It recognizes that meaning is constructed not only within a single text but also through references, allusions, and connections to the other text and cultural context. Some of the examples of how discourse and intertextuality work in our everyday life are: first is on social media posts. Memes often use intertextuality by combining images and text to reference popular culture, creating humor and relatability among users who understand the references. When someone references a popular meme or viral video in their social media post, They are using intertextuality to connect with a broader cultural context and engage their audience. The second is in academic papers. The scholars engage in intertextuality by building upon previous research, citing other authors, and referencing established theories. This contributes to the ongoing discourse in their field. And then next is in conversation. When we are talking with our friends, discussing recent movies that we have watched and quote a memorable line, we are using intertextuality to share our thoughts more vividly and connect our shared experience. Well, that's all from my explanation. Now we move to question and answer session. Here are our questions.